Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, wherever in the world you're joining us from, a very warm welcome to our 5th InsuResilience Global Partnership Forum. My name is Monica Jones. I'm a business anchor at German international broadcaster DW, and after the previous 4 partnership forums in Bonn, Katowice, Madrid, and a fully digital one last year, I'm happy to be back again this year to guide you through our densely packed program, and this time from a studio in Hamburg. Because sadly, due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, we still can't meet face-to-face at COP26 in Glasgow. But luckily, we have the internet and we can meet in the virtual realm. So let's just take a quick look now at our conference platform. Of course, there is the live stream, which you found already because you can see and you can hear me. And then right next to it, there is a box which you can use in order to submit your questions to our speakers, the chat box. Then when you scroll below the live stream, you will see the agenda, and you can click on the various sessions and find out more information about the topic of the session and of course about the speakers. And then of course you will also find below the live stream the button for the breakout rooms later when they actually happen, and our networking rooms. That's the same. So you will see the buttons when they're actually activated. Actually, why not just check if you're all comfortable using the platform, and also at this point find out how you feel right now about the climate emergency. Let's just do a polling question, and you should be able to see the question now, which would be, what is your expectation for COP26? And you should have 2 answers that you can choose, only one of those 2 answers, either none, I have no expectations whatsoever because it's all too late. That's one option. And the second option would be, I'm hopeful because people understand the urgency. I would like to know where you stand right now. So please choose 1 or 2, your expectations, none, or hopeful. And I'd say we do this very quickly. You just have to choose one of the 2 questions, and we should be able to see the result in less than 30 seconds. That should go very fast, but I think this will give all the speakers, everybody here who is involved, a pretty good idea where you stand, because I know that the situation isn't rosy and you're all very, very much involved in it. So let's just see if we can see a result. I can't even see the question. I hope you can. Well, I just continue, and if it pops up, yeah, I can hear that we should get something coming in. But I can tell you already, we all know that the climate emergency hasn't gone away, quite obviously, and actually it's quite the opposite. So it's very good to know that even as the whole world is focused on so many issues like the coronavirus, and of course also on geopolitical tensions, all of you haven't lost sight of the need to protect those most affected by climate change, and which is why today and tomorrow we'll take stock of what's been achieved so far, and we'll work out together the path forward. And I'm now just waiting for the result of this first polling to see how you feel about the climate emergency, and in particular what your expectations are for the upcoming COP26. But I still don't have a result, and having said earlier that this is a densely packed program, I don't actually want to take more time. I'm sure we can come back to this and fill you in on the result. So let's start this day 1 of this very important InsuResilience Global Partnership Forum with our host, who hopefully is joining us already, because her name is Dr. Astrid Zwick. Obviously, you all know her. She's the head of the InsuResilience Secretariat. And we will also hear from Chikondi Chabvuta. She's Advocacy and Partnerships Coordinator for Southern Africa at CARE International. And she has sent us a video message. But I'm still waiting to see both the polling results and Astrid. Astrid is here. I know, Astrid, one can always count on you. This is why I love working with you. Astrid, I would like to hand over to you now for the formal opening of this InsuResilience Global Partnership Forum.
Thank you very much, Monica, and I hope you can hear me well.
Very well.
Wonderful. A warm welcome to all of you, distinguished audience, dear excellencies, dear ladies and gentlemen. As Monica has said, this is the 5th annual forum of the InsuResilience Global Partnership. My name is Astrid Zwick, and yes, I'm heading the InsuResilience Secretariat, and I'm pleased to have you all here joining. Distinguished audience, today the UN Secretary General has sent us a strong message for this forum. He says, together we can realize key priorities, ensuring at least 50% of total public climate finance goes to adaptation, integrating climate risk into all policy and investment decision-making processes, scaling up catastrophe-triggered financial instruments, and strengthening those that support ex-ante resilience building, and improving access to finance for the most vulnerable. These really put climate and disaster risk finance and insurance on stage. It also means that we have to move from political ambition to implementation. And this is our key theme for this year's annual forum. The InsuResilience Global Partnership's Vision 2025 is to protect the lives and livelihoods of 500 million poor and vulnerable people against climate-related disasters, to safeguard development gains and economic growth, and to de-risk resilience investments. In the year 2020, with over 110 members, more than 22 programs in more than 100 countries, we were able to put 137 million poor and vulnerable people under a climate protection shield. The V20 communique this year in July states, we are at a point of no return. This is also backed by the 6th assessment report of the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. So it's quite obvious that we have to change gears to scale up action, given the 1,000 disasters last year alone, putting people back into poverty, with just 3% in poorest economies covered by insurance, for example. This is why we are looking for the right levers at all levels. Dear audience, new concepts arise under the partnership, for example, the V20-led Sustainable Insurance Facility for micro, small and medium-sized enterprises, or the UNDP's Insurance and Risk Finance Facility. They all will help to advance achieving our ambitious goals. And we have identified entry points to integrate climate and disaster risk finance and insurance into the policy processes of the climate agenda, for example, into national adaptation plans. At political level, we strive with the partnership to forge a global consensus on important aspects, such as how to make climate and disaster risk finance and insurance solution more affordable and sustainable. Our newly developed principles on smart premium and capital support were just yesterday ratified by our highest steering board, the high-level consultative group. You will hear more about today. You can also read about all these activities on our new Knowledge Hub, just launched today. I stop here, there's much more to come. As the annual forum is yours, our members platform, we decided also to invite one of our dear members to join us in the opening. And Monica, you envisaged already, we can welcome Chikondi Chabvuta from CARE International to open with me this forum. Chikondi, CARE International is involved in many aspects of the partnership. And now via the video, can you tell us how CARE generates and supports political ambition for climate and disaster risk finance and insurance and works towards implementation and impact? Chikondi, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Astrid. Welcome all members of the High-Level Consultative Group. My name is Chikondi Chabvuta, the Partnerships and Advocacy Coordinator for Southern Africa with CARE International. I am a CSO representative to the IGP High-Level Consultative Group and also a co-chair of the Gender Working Group. As a CSO representative, being part of this initiative provides an ability to track climate disaster risk financing on a national level, allowing us to make assessments and analyze climate financing related decision making with a gender and social inclusion lens, thereby contributing towards increasing the transparency and quality of climate disaster risk financing. This is a common concern to CSO members to the IGP, which have elected us as representatives. Being part of the partnership also increases our involvement, especially of women, in the implementation of climate disaster risk financing initiatives, and hence increasing the recognition and representation by multiple stakeholders. Being an organization that is gender-led, our role is to ensure gender equality is enhanced in all aspects of climate disaster risk financing with a cross-cutting approach used in the implementation, monitoring, and reporting of climate disaster risk financing measures and programs, policies, and others considered and promoted under the InsuResilience Global Partnership. Through promoting participatory approaches, we influence concrete financing options that are piloted by multiple stakeholders, building evidence and concrete recommendations for the InsuResilience partnership that can contribute to the overall impact envisaged. And that overall more finance is provided in particular by developed countries to increase protection against climate risks in vulnerable countries. Essentially, as CARE and other civil society organizations, we also have a role to analyze, build positions, and generate evidence through our partnerships at national, regional, and global level, and inform our positions of the key InsuResilience Global Partnership stakeholders, such as the V20 and the members of the IGP High-Level Consultative Group. We inform the design and implementation of disaster risk financing mechanism in gender-sensitive and socially inclusive manner at national, regional, and global level. As CARE, we are pleased to learn about the several initiatives that are contributing to Vision 2025 as part of the partnership. We are happy to be part of the achievement of the High-Level Consultative Group and its members, which include the launch of the Pacific Insurance and Climate Adaptation Program, the Africa Risk Capacity launching their Gender and Disaster Risk Management Platform, the approval of the Gender Declaration and the launch of the Center of Excellence, progress on the important discussion on ensuring a smart approach to premiums, which should contribute to providing better instruments at more affordable cost to the poorest and most vulnerable, and building multi-stakeholder partnerships in dialogues of civil society with governments, private sector, and others, hence promoting the pro-poor climate disaster risk financing approaches in a number of developed countries. Astrid, from your perspective, do we scale up increasing vision, implementation, and impact? What should the audience expect from the next 2 days, and what should they take away?
Thank you, Chikondi. Yes, what will they expect? As we have many more members that have joined the partnership, this year's agenda is rich and diverse, and difficult to choose which breakout session to attend, to be honest. So our forum includes leaders' dialogues, for example, on the hot topic, such as, you mentioned it, the affordability of climate and disaster risk finance and insurance solutions. But you also will do a leap into the future with the Nobel Prize laureate looking into the right economic plumbing for poverty reduction. The 2 days will feature new trends for scaling up domestic insurance markets, Our free regional risk pools will present their innovations, and we will gain insights into the country work of public and private partnerships and a concerted action. Watch out for our regional sessions just around the globe and immerse yourself into thrilling interactive discussions on urban heat stress, for example, or nature-based solutions to increase resilience in our breakout sessions. And esteemed audience, let us take this energy out of the forum into the field and make 2022 the year of changing the gear. Thank you, and I hand over to Monica.